Yo, people, we back again. We back again. It's been a while, you know. It's been a while. I can't lie. We haven't recorded for a few good weeks now, but we're back now. You know, the ones there. So you may make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share with your people. So what we're doing today, we're just looking at the Euro so far. Gonna go group by group, looking at who's done the best, who's done the worst. You know the gist basically. We'll look at player of the tournament so far, and we'll look at the round of 16 games as well. But let's start off straight away. Let's even get the groups up. So let's go to Group A. Group A was Italy, Wales, Switzerland, and Turkey. So Sarah, what was your thoughts on that group? Like, who impressed you the most, and then who disappointed you? No, disappointment's very easy to say, but
Yeah,
who surprised you the most in this group?
surprised me. I didn't think. I thought Wales would finish bottom. To be honest, I didn't think. I think after 2016 they weren't gonna, go on a run. It was gonna be pretty underwhelming. But at times I was thinking, okay, yeah, they're gonna finish bottom. But they pulled through. They got 3 points against. I can't remember who it was, but they got a valuable 3 points. Obviously, Italy. The way they did it as well, no goals conceded. Like that's like trademark Italy. But they also scored a lot of goals as well. They scored what 7 goals. So that's pretty good. I think that's one of the highest in all the groups. And obviously the underwhelming team was Turkey.
Yeah, we gave him
Looking
that
back on it,
cosign. We gave him the cosign as well.
exactly, and looking back on it now, I'm thinking if Yilmaz did not get any of that service, it was he's pretty much shutting Italy down, Turkey down, to be honest, because Hakan didn't turn up. Um, I thought Soyuncu and Zeki Selik, I don't know. I expected a bit more from them, and Yilmaz just didn't get any service, and that's their only threat going forward. So, yeah, I thought Italy
Right.
were comfortably the best team.
All right, what was your thoughts on Group A? Who surprised you the most?
Yeah, Wales. I have to say, Wales surprised me the most. Yeah, I don't think I saw them come in second. I thought they'd probably come third, maybe, or even there was a shout for them to come bottom as well. But although I did say earlier that Bill, I did expect Bill to perform and do his thing in Euros. When it comes to Wales, he really does step up his game and stuff like that. Then yeah, they were just a strong force basically. Like I feel like they worked really hard. The game against Italy, where they just lost 1-0, it could have been way worse than that, but because they got a red card. But they handled the game really well, made sure they didn't concede more goals, so their goal difference wouldn't fall out with Switzerland and stuff like that. But yeah, overall they just surprised me, and obviously I have to give credit to Italy as well because of how well they played. They didn't concede any goals well, so that was really impressive. Obviously for underperformers, obviously Turkey is the easy go-to one because everyone expected that they would try and do something, at least get a point, at least do something in that group. But yeah, it just seemed like they weren't at it. They weren't creating any chances per se, so I couldn't really fault it to the attackers, maybe more of the midfield. I don't know. But yeah, they just didn't look too impressive at all. But overall, it was a good group, and yeah, there were some exciting games to watch.
Yeah, now 100% agree with all what you guys have said, and I'm looking at Turkey here, and in all their games they got outclassed. Like they were second best for every single game, so
Yeah, they were.
that's a major indictment on them. And obviously,
Yeah.
Ori, I know you said you didn't really co-sign them, but obviously the rest of us kind of did, saying that they're all the
Nah,
dark horses.
I did say,
I
I did
think
say
yeah,
that
we
they would.
all definitely said some good things about them.
All
Yeah,
right,
I did say
fair.
good things about them because there were quality players in the team. So I
Yeah,
thought at least they would be able to do something, but it just wasn't to be.
I
One thing I have
think
to say about
Switzerland got
Italy,
better as they went on.
yeah, true. One thing I have to say
The
about
last
Italy though
game
is
they
that
turned it.
I feel like Italy's defense still hasn't been tested properly. So that will be something to look forward to in the knockout stages and stuff like that. Because although I do think that they have a good defensive structure, but I still feel they haven't had the quality of players to actually drive at that defense and try and test them properly and stuff like that. But yeah,
I do hear that. Like if they come up against a side with a lot of pace, that's very
Pacey,
direct.
exactly. That's direct.
And
Yeah,
another thing is that presses them very high, very hard. Like if they played against Germany, that could be a bit of a sticky one for the minute.
It could be, yeah. So that would be
Germany love to
interesting to see
press.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
One player I know people love Locatelli and all these men.
Yeah.
I don't care. Verratti's fit, he's playing. I'm sorry. Locatelli, you might have to hold bench now. Because a player of that ability, he has to play in it. And you saw him against Wales. What's there to say about Marco Verratti, man?
Yeah, obviously Verratti is a quality player and stuff like that. Italy play with how many people in the middle?
Three
midfielders.
They play with three.
Barella
And
tends to be the most advanced, doesn't he?
Jorginho obviously starts. So
yeah.
They aren't dropping Jorginho. So yeah, Jorginho, Verratti, and then probably one more advanced player and stuff like that. So
Probably
yeah,
Barella,
most likely. Yeah, I think against Wales it was Pessina, I think. So
yeah.
but yeah, Verratti. I have to say, yeah, he's a quality player, and it kind of has to start. I think Jorginho and Locatelli kind of played the same role per se, but I think Locatelli against who were the last before Wales? Who did they play?
Switzerland.
They played Switzerland. Yeah, I think Locatelli was obviously like a bit more advanced and stuff like that. Because Jorginho was a bit deeper, so he could obviously like move forward and stuff like that. But yeah, they'll obviously need one holding player and another one to like be more of it will be Verratti and Jorginho, I feel, yeah. Because Verratti is just a really quality player and also have very, very press resistant, as well as Jorginho as well. He can be press resistant as well. So that's something to look forward to.
Jorginho, he's been very good this tournament as well, man.
Oh, he has been quality. Yeah. I think I said before that Jorginho wasn't going to get dropped. That he's someone for Italy. He's someone who really stands out. I mean, even at times for Chelsea this season as well too. It's been also quality and stuff like that. I mean, he won the Champions League obviously. So yeah, he's had a good year. I'd give it to him for that. So
he definitely does get a bit too harshly criticized. Like
he's
a good player for me.
He's a good player. Yeah.
Let's move on to Group B. Belgium.
Yeah.
First off, obviously we're so happy for Eriksen that he's alive and well, and that's the most important thing in it. And prayers to him and his family in it as they continue to get through it.
Yeah.
Let's go with Belgium. Ori, what was your thoughts with Belgium? How impressive have you been with them so far?
Belgium are always going to be an impressive side just based on the quality of players that they have. So I guess really not too much of a surprise that they got all 9 points and they won all their 3 games. Obviously Lukaku, I think everyone pretty much knew he'll be a heavy hitter because for Belgium and even obviously for club football, he's just someone who's really a proper player for them and stuff like that. And just the way he has also improved his game as well. You can obviously tell now when he plays for Belgium and stuff like that. Obviously, he's always been very good with his back to goal and stuff like that. And that's just how he likes to play. So he can really receive the ball and obviously turn and, drive at defenders and stuff like that. Hazard has also looked very quality, a bit different from how he's looked for Real Madrid for a bit now. He seems more, happier, more drive and stuff like that. But overall, he's just playing better. Obviously, they use 3 at the back and they use wing backs. So obviously, Torgan Hazard on those flanks, he's also looked quite good. Overall, they've just, they have to say that they've impressed me, to be fair. But not that we didn't expect them to go through conveniently, but it was just still impressive how they obviously still just went through with all the 9 points and stuff like that. But yeah, I think obviously we would be backing them to go a bit further into the competition. And obviously I have to give credit to De Bruyne as well, because just a very brilliant player. When he came on against Denmark, they were losing, and obviously he got an assist and a goal, and that won them the game. I think he got another assist the last game as well. So just a very creative player for them, and someone obviously that they missed when he wasn't available. So yeah.
Sarah, any thoughts on Belgium?
I didn't think they'd get 9 out of 9. To be honest, I thought they'd finish top, but I didn't think they'd be as efficient. I think against I don't know. They did well. I feel like the three at the back, they made the most out of playing Denier, and then because I was thinking before against maybe a fast defense, maybe Denmark they'd struggle against with Alderweireld and what's his name, Vertonghen. But they did well. To be fair, I think obviously De Bruyne came back. He did quite well. Lukaku, I think Lukaku is potentially maybe one of the best international strikers, like in the top 2 maybe at the moment. He's done well for the attack, particularly when other players haven't really been turning up. I think Meunier has been quite good as well when he's played. But they've been solid. They've been really good. They did better than I thought they would. I thought they would finish on like 6 points maybe. But for the rest of the group, I think the rest of the group it finished as I thought it would. Denmark, Finland, Russia. Like Denmark have quality players in their team. We talked about it before. Like they've got a lot of centre back options, and even with Eriksen not being able to play up the other 2 games, they still did okay, I suppose. They got the 3 points, which kept them in it, and they had a decent goal difference. Pretty easy group to predict, I thought.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Denzel? What's your thoughts on Group B?
Well, obviously Belgium did the thing as we expected them to. I thought the first game that they played without De Bruyne and this way kind of showed. I feel like when once De Bruyne came back, they improved a lot. Obviously, I don't know what to say about Kevin, the PR, but he did his thing. He's been doing his thing so far in the Euros, so I have to give him that respect. Defensively, I think they can get found out further on in the tournament, especially with this Portugal game. I feel like Portugal can test their defense. Denier, I'm not really rating him. I don't really rate him. He was a bit shaky in a couple of their games. I probably prefer is it Boyata?
Yeah.
I probably prefer him, to be honest. He looked more solid than Denier when he played. But Group B as a whole, it was what I expected, I guess. Yeah, Belgium, Denmark, top 2 finish.
Yeah, I actually would have expected Denmark to get 6 points. But obviously what happened that day, it's understandable why they didn't get the 6 points.
Yeah.
I do feel with them playing for Eriksen, that's going to add an extra 10, 15%. And the thing, when you're passionate, bruv, you never know, man. You never know. And they might be playing some of their games at home, innit? Because I know they played quite a few at home in the group stages.
True.
I'm not sure if they are, but if they have home advantage as well.
Yeah, Copenhagen Stadium.
Yeah, I think that might be a big thing. You never know. Because I actually generally think they have a very good team. It's just that they don't have the attackers. But even then, I mean, they scored 4 against Russia. Though. Yeah, exactly. So I think there is a capability of them to score. So I'm not too worried about that. And I think defensively, they're quite solid. So we'll have to see with them. Belgium. I mean, Belgium are one of the favorites. I've said that. So, like you guys were saying, I don't think what they did was a major surprise. And I think people have to give them more credit for what they did to Denmark, though, because they came back from a goal down and the crowd, everything was against them. The intensity that Denmark were playing at, and you saw when Kevin De Bruyne came off the bench, the levels. It's mad, when you're deep in it. Like, they were playing Lukaku, Carrasco and Mertens, and then these men have Hazard and De Bruyne on the bench that can just elevate them to another level. And then you got Witsel as well that can come in for what's his name, Dodonka, whatever his name is. So, bro, you never know, man. You never know. But let's move on to Group C with Netherlands, who, I'll be real, they surprised me, innit? Because I've been reading a lot about Netherlands, their fans. They weren't very confident. They had no belief. And obviously, Frank de Boer, we all know about him being the worst manager in Premier League history. So the thing of, hey, these men might be in trouble, but they breeze past this group, and there's some decent teams in this group with Austria and stuff. So you gotta give Frank de Boer his dubs. Frankie De Jong, I know people are talking about Genie, but Frankie De Jong has been very impressive for me as well. But Sarah, what's your thoughts on Group C as a whole?
I thought in that first game when Ukraine came back, I thought, Netherlands are going to struggle, but they got that win somehow in the last couple of minutes. And then they took the other two games quite well. They got the 9 points. Austria as well, they were solid. I think most of the tournament, David Alaba played in the back three as like a sweeper sort of thing. And I don't think Ukraine didn't make it through, did they? As one of the best 4 teams.
Wait, I think they did.
They did, they?
Wait, let me confirm. Yeah, I think they did.
They're playing.
Oh, they did. So fair enough to Ukraine. They did. They got enough points to get through. They pushed Netherlands quite hard in that first game. I do think though Netherlands are going to struggle because they haven't looked convincing. Because I don't know, there's just something about it. It just feels like very vertical. But it's like Frank de Boer's name. It's very boring. Like it just goes forward. It's the pie or nothing, to be honest. They're playing 3-5-2. I definitely think that Wijnaldum and Frankie de Jong are really holding that team, like in terms of attack and defense. Obviously, Wijnaldum and Depay are getting all the goals. So, I feel like they're a bit not thin, but they're going to struggle to score goals. And defensively, maybe without Van Dijk, they might struggle.
Wait, you think they're boring to watch?
I don't think they're good to watch.
I thought they were quite entertaining. I can't lie.
I think Frankie de Jong, quality player. Like I love watching him, and I think him and Wijnaldum have done well. But I don't know. Maybe because they've been out for 2 tournaments. Either they've got loads of pressure to try and perform, or no pressure because they've been out for a couple of tournaments. So, I mean, we'll see, won't we?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I thought
they got in the.
They got They have Czech Republic.
Yeah, that could be a tough game. You don't know what
it would be.
You don't know what's
I think it would
be
a tough game.
So
yeah. Denzel, what's your thoughts on Group C?
Holland. Obviously on paper it looks nice. The 9 points. I wasn't really too impressed with them. To be fair, I think they played well, but they're not gonna. I don't see them getting the last stages of the. No one's really mentioned them today, but Denzel Dumfries, I think, no pun intended, obviously he shares my name on that, but he's been balling. He's been balling. At right wing back. I know a lot of the Holland fans don't like the formation that de Boer is playing. I understand because of the attacking wing backs. Obviously, against a better side, that you're gonna get punished if your fullbacks are that high up. So I don't think they're gonna do too much. They'll probably get past Czech Republic. After that, I think if England manage to beat Germany or whatever happens in England, Germany are gonna face either England. Holland are gonna face either England or Germany, and I just don't see them getting to the finals or to the semis even. I'm not too sure.
I heard that, man. All right, what's your thoughts on Group C?
Yeah, it was a good group to be fair. Yeah, like everyone has said, I don't really think the Dutch are really convincing. Although they did win, their games and stuff like that, they did get the 9 points, but you just see that, they look like a team that when they come up against a better side, that they could be properly tested and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not, the biggest fan of their pivots and how they use their through the back too much. I don't know. But obviously it worked for them in the group stages and stuff like that. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how they move on in the round of 16. I do agree that Czech Republic would be a tough game for them, or how they would work that out, because they could really put them under duress and stuff like that. In terms of other teams in the group, Austria, I thought Austria played quite well. Obviously, David Alaba, it was quality for them and stuff like that. He did get, exposed defensively, I think once, but, he's obviously still a quality player, especially, helping the attack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ukraine, I thought Ukraine were also quite quality. They seemed like a team that could really grind out results and stuff like that. So, North Macedonia, I wouldn't say they were bad, because they did try, against a couple teams. They did try against Ukraine. Even Austria, I don't think they were too bad and stuff like that. And even against Netherlands, the last game, I know they had a couple early chances. I think they hit the post in the first few minutes and stuff like that. So, they did try to make things work, but unfortunately it was a difficult group for them. So they just couldn't get anything. But yeah, decent group. Obviously, I don't think anything really surprising. I feel like people expected Netherlands and Austria to be top two, and then probably Ukraine for third as well. So it's not too much of a surprise, but yeah.
Moving on to Group D, England group. Let me start with Denzel. What was your thoughts on England so far?
Poor, very, very poor. Fell asleep to 2 out of the 3 games that I watched because they're so boring to watch. Like, honestly, first half of I'm gonna go with I'm gonna talk about the Czech Republic game, because that was the most recent one. The first half we started off very well. Obviously, we got the goal. Second halves for England are just abysmal. Like, it's actually a ball fest. If you're having trouble sleeping, watch England in the second half, and you easily fall asleep. Boring football. Hope we can pattern out. The Germany game, I have a positive feeling about it. I have a positive feeling. I feel like we have the potential to beat Germany. Obviously, on paper, they've looked better than us in this tournament. But if they're drawing against teams like Hungary, it's possible that England can get a result out of it. One thing I want to say is the starting lineup as well. I feel like Southgate's been a bit iffy with it, but he made the right decision in the Czech Republic thing. A lot of people were questioning Saka. I was probably one of those people, because I thought Sancho should have started ahead of him because of the whole experience BS that Southgate came up with, but whatever. But Saka played very, very well. He had a very, very good game. And honestly, I think he should start against Germany, because he's done better than Foden did. Foden was stinking up the place. I don't want to see Phil Foden anywhere near that starting lineup. Mount, I think Grealish did well at cam, so I think I'll keep Grealish at cam. Sterling's obviously our source of goals at the moment, so I'll keep Sterling on the left. Harry Kane, or Barry Kane as I like to call him when he's not banging in the goals. Southgate's got decisions to make on Harry Kane. Obviously, he will start him because it's Harry Kane, but he's not really playing too well. Defensively, I think probably keep the defense the same as the Czech Republic game. Not sure about the midfield though. Obviously, it'll probably be Rice and Phillips again, most likely. But yeah, we just need more energy. We need a lot more energy, and hopefully we can get a result against Germany.
One thing I gotta say, if Mount is available for Germany, he's definitely going to play. I know Southgate for 100% will play. He will drop Grealish for him, definitely.
Yeah, he will. He'll play Mount, but he shouldn't play Mount because of what did Mount do in those first 2 games.
Nothing much, really.
I feel like Grealish played better than Mount did.
I don't think Grealish played,
to be honest.
that good. Am I bugging?
I think Grealish...
No, I'll be honest. He wasn't amazing. He wasn't amazing.
I can't lie. This sounds like the Calvin Phillips thing where
he's better than Mount.
Yeah, he's better than Mount, definitely. No, but it sounds like the Calvin Phillips thing where he
played better than Mount. So out of our camp options, who do you think should be starting?
I don't think he's going to play Cam. I think he's going to do 4-3-3 again against Germany.
I think he'll probably use 3 at the back, most likely.
Ooh.
Maybe actually.
3 at the back.
I feel like he should, because to kind of match Germany's three at the back as well. Because there's going to be the use for the back, and there'll be an overload on like the left backs and right backs, because you'd have Germany's wingers and fullbacks and wing backs pushing in on like just one player at the back and stuff like that. So that may be a bit too. Obviously, I know Germany will have like most of the ball and stuff like that. So England obviously have to play on the counter.
Kimmich and Goossens have been looking good.
Exactly. So I feel like the back would be the best thing. Would be the best thing for them to use to kind of match Germany's own as well. But I wouldn't start Grealish for me. I'd obviously start Sterling on the left. Obviously Kane in the middle. Then probably Saka. Saka or Rashford for me on the right. I don't know.
Rashford on the right. Nah, I don't. Rashford on the right isn't. It's not.
I feel like they need as many pacey players as they can get, because when you're on the counter and stuff like that, you will need players who could run really fast, outlets and stuff like that. So, I don't know. To be fair, obviously Saka could obviously do a good job on that right hand side as well. Then Rice and Phillips, nothing to. If I was going to use a player in midfield, then I'd probably go with Mount. But will Mount be available? He would be, wouldn't he?
If you're playing 3 at the back, then you can probably get away with playing Mount and Rice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if it's 3 at the back, then it would just be Rice and Phillips in that middle, and then obviously for fullback, for wing backs,
he presses a lot. So
yeah, for wing backs, I'll probably use Shaw and
Trippier.
James or Trippier. Yeah, most likely Trippier.
Probably Trippier.
Because he's more used to playing, as a right wing back. Then obviously the 3 centre backs, Maguire, Stones, and probably Walker. Not a huge fan of Mings, So that'll probably be that'll be good. But as long as he just doesn't overthink stuff, they should be fine. But then is Germany, which is going to have a lot of the ball, and they're just going to obviously try and break down England and stuff like that. So the defense is really going to be tested. But we'll see.
Can I say one thing? If England are doing a back 4, I don't want to see Walker in the team, man. I don't want to. He's good defensively, Walker, but I don't know. When you're on the front foot, he doesn't really offer much.
Walker divides opinion so much, because a lot of pundits will be like, "Oh, this guy, he sprints back so quickly that he's needed," but in other times, his attacking.
I think he has the experience. He has a lot of experience. So I feel like he should play Walker. But I'm reading reports that Southgate is leaning towards a 4-2-3-1.
Oh, 4-2-3-1. Fair enough.
So I bet 4-2-3.
I hear that.
Do you think Henderson starts
off the bench? I think it might be
off the bench. He shouldn't start. Might be the Bellingham,
Again, off the bench, probably.
I think that's off the bench.
Because of but I feel like, I don't know whether it's because he's played in Germany, maybe he might know more about how to combat that type of football. But I feel like Bellingham and Sancho should be involved somehow in the game.
Sancho might get a cheeky 5 minutes, bro. If you know them ones.
Yeah.
So I'm not counting anything on Sancho playing in that.
Now, what I will say is, England, I know we've been boring and stuff, but defensively, we've not really conceded. I can't think of many high-quality chances that we've conceded.
Scotland, they weren't high quality, but there were quite a bit of openings.
So generally, there wasn't that many. Like Croatia, Czech Republic, I think Souček had a chance. I think, in the Scotland game there were a couple as well. But generally speaking, we've been decent defensively. Touch with it.
I do agree, but I feel like the teams that England have faced have been quite toothless going up front. Apart from Scotland, Scotland showed a bit of something, but you can see they only scored 1 goal. And I mean, that tells you everything. So a part of me thinks England haven't really been tested. Sorry about that. What was our thoughts on the rest of the teams? Croatia, Czech Republic. Did we see anything to say that they might do anything?
I'm gonna do a wild prediction. Yeah. Croatia, me and Spain in the next round. I think Croatia will knock out Spain.
Is that a
Why
wild
you think
prediction?
Croatia will knock out Spain?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
I don't think so.
I think it's quite a tight game, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a wild prediction because I don't think anyone will be surprised with Croatia. Croatia aren't a bad side. They're quality.
Yeah.
In that group, I think this one is probably a wilder one, but Czech Republic, they could probably do something against Netherlands.
I think they could knock out the Netherlands. I don't know. I just see something happening.
I do as well. It'll be interesting to see that.
Come on, Suchek.
I do hear that, man. Let's move on to Group E. Sweden, Spain, Slovakia, Poland.
Yeah.
Is it a surprise?
Sweden? Wait, Sarah, are you surprised with Sweden?
Is it a surprise,
No, in terms of the order of teams, I think so. I thought in my head Spain would finish top, and then Sweden would finish third, and Poland would finish second. So, I think Poland turned up too late. To be honest, they were going for it in the last game against Sweden. Lewandowski scored in the last two games. I just think, left it too late. Slovakia, it's just Marek Hamšík FC. It's not really much else. I think Robert Mack impressed me, the winger. He was quite good.
I swear that brother's old. I think I heard him from 2010 World Cup. That Mack.
Marek Hamšík.
No, Robert Mack. Yeah. Let me check.
I think Aure's going to talk about Spain a lot, but I think, I don't know. I thought they would maybe be an underdog to win it, but I don't know. They've looked a bit iffy at times. Obviously, they've been passing well and they've been controlling games, not just with passing, but keeping the team contained up in the other half of the pitch. Morata's missed quite a few chances, obviously, but I thought he's played quite well in the games I've watched. Ferran Torres continues to score goals. Pedri's been very impressive. I think Pedri's been the most consistent midfielder.
Yeah, Pedri.
And that's saying a lot for an 18-year-old.
He's a quality player.
Spain haven't been shit, but they haven't been like sensational. But teams get better as they go along. So I'm not batting against them. And Sweden, Sweden done very well. I think Isaac's proved that he's one for the future, definitely, but as well as now. Forsberg's turned up in the last games. I think he's got like 3 in his last 4. Just a solid team. They have a good shape. They have a very good shape. I've seen when they played a 4-4-2, Seb Larsson and Forsberg tucking in, keeping it narrow. Sweden, I think who they've got in the next game, they've got Ukraine. They could easily get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get on to Spain, any words on Lewandowski?
Any words on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed the sitter early in the game. Shouldn't have been missing that. He did well to obviously get the 2 goals and try and, I think if they got one more, they would have qualified. So that would have been really huge. But quality striker, obviously top 2 strikers, or arguably the best striker in the world. So, he did step up for Poland as he so often doesn't. So it was good to see him step up, this time. Although it wasn't enough to get them through, but at least, he did his thing. So, yeah.
That's fair. So what was your thoughts on Spain? Because for me, I think they've been...
Actually, let me first go with Sweden. Because Sweden looked really quality. Lindelof, I have to give him prop now because, against Spain, he played very well. Against Slovakia and Poland as well, he was quality. So, maybe not too much Poland, but, I still feel like, especially that first game against Spain, how he really held the defense together was quite impressive. They've grinded out results. They've, played out when they needed to. Obviously, Alexander Isak, he's a quality player, He's kind of like the complete striker profile that you need because he can drive the ball really well and he can obviously like link up play and stuff like that. Obviously, Forsberg, getting 2 goals for them in the last game. They've just had players, stepping up and stuff like that. So yeah, they're really interesting side to see and stuff like that. Also, Kulusevski, I think I spoke about him, the last time we did a podcast or something. And yeah, he's a quality player as well. So, I think he got an assist in the last game. So yeah, that was good to see. They have a lot of young, promising players. So, they're interesting side to look at. On to Spain, yeah. I think everybody knows like Spain, they keep the ball. It's kind of like in their tradition, how they play. A lot of good passes, putting them around. But I think what they really missed is, proper outlet and driving force. I kind of thought that would be Torres because, he's the player who likes to, get in behind and stuff like that. But he didn't start the last two games. He came on the last one and scored. So, that was good to see and stuff like that. They missed a lot of good chances. Obviously, Morata has missed a couple sitters that he should be putting in and stuff like that. And obviously, I back him to have a good tournament. I mean, I wouldn't say he's having a good one now per se. I just say he's just having a decent tournament because based on the chances that he's missed and stuff like that, you couldn't really say that it's, been the best tournament for him. But, he's got his goal. He's, been a trouble, good positioning and stuff like that. If you could just start putting them, in behind the net, it'll be really good for Spain. But at least they're making the chances, they're getting them, so that's good to see and stuff like that. They've also been a bit unlucky. So yeah, who they play next? They play Croatia. They could probably beat Croatia. I don't think people will be surprised if they do, but I don't think people will be surprised if they lose it as well. But yeah, it will just be interesting to see how far they could really go in the tournament. Although one thing about Enrique is that he still doesn't know his starting 11, which I find that quite surprising. Yeah, because in international
changing
football,
the centre back to
yeah,
midfield.
exactly. International football is all about confidence because it's a few games that you play within a short space of time. So you need to be able to rely on players that, and get their confidence up, okay, I'm in the starting 11, and that kind of like helps them to play better and stuff like that. But yeah, which is interesting to see. Obviously, like Sarab said about Pedri, he's a really, really good young player, playing at such a big stage, such a young age, and producing consistent football and good football as well is impressive to see. So yeah, overall, they've been decent. They could have probably won more games, probably topped the group, but yeah, it would just be interesting to see how they get on in the other games.
Any final thoughts before we get into Group F? I mean, this was the group of death. Group F: France, Germany, Portugal, Hungary, and I think it's safe to say this was the most entertaining of all the groups. Any surprises in the standings?
Not really.
Actually, Hungary did better than what everybody gave them credit for.
They did way better than what everybody gave them. Yeah.
Because in all three of their games, I know people look at Portugal, they lost 3-0, but they were still very good up until their
they were up until
minute.
they just lost it. Yeah.
So really, they were very good. They are quite unlucky, if they managed to get a point, they could have gone through, but it's unlucky, man. It's unlucky for them. But what's our thoughts on the big three? Anything that stood out? Anything that's made us question how good they are? Denzel?
I don't think any of them have really like wowed me consistently. The only result I really wow the relation job is probably Germany against Portugal, but they have against Hungary could have easily have lost. So these are the three teams that people are expecting to go the furthest. And they haven't really showed the stuff of like champions, if you get what I mean. I haven't really seen like a really convincing performance. Like all the games have been good. This group has definitely provided the most entertainment in the tournament by far. But there hasn't been a performance where I've been like, yeah, these guys are certified champions, if you get what I mean.
Nah, 100%. I hear that. What about you, Sarah? What's your thoughts on the big three?
I think like it's quite tough to say because like see the games against like each other, France, Germany, Portugal, they've all been like the score lines have been quite tight. Like generally speaking, and the performances have been quite tight as well. So like either both teams are just really good at being good defensively and attacking, or they've just both been all been playing at 60-50%. And I thought at the beginning of France were playing quite conservatively. Those goals that Mbappe and Benzema scored that were offside, that could have bumped their goal difference up even further. I don't know. I feel like with all three of them, they've just had players which have just turned up. So for France, it's been Pogba. I think Pogba's been consistent in all three of the games. I think Griezmann's been okay. I don't know. I think for Germany, the wing backs have been their best players, and for Portugal and also Kai Havertz, I think Kai Havertz has been quite good. And Portugal, obviously, Ronaldo scored three penalties and 2 tap-ins, so you take from that what you will. I think Renato Sanchez not starting the first 2 games maybe, or just the first game was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, I think we're yet to see the best from all three of them. And I think Portugal have got Belgium, so that could be a very, very, telling game as to who goes the furthest.
Sarah, but I like what you said about Ronaldo, innit, man? It's the truth. People say he's 36, but man's been doing this for a good maybe 5-6 years. So, I mean, It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But, Ori, what's your thoughts on the big three?
What is
Yeah, France, obviously everybody knows they're impressive, but against Germany, I thought they played really well. They were disciplined, which is something I've seen, a couple of times from them. A lot of people, when they hear of France and the quality of players they have, they think that they're just all players who are just, attackers who wouldn't track back and stuff like that. But when it comes to their defensive shape, they're really, really quality side. You see everybody tracking back, working behind the ball and stuff like that. So against Germany, I was really impressed with them. Even Griezmann as well, he did a lot of defensive work throughout all the 3 games. He kind of has a free role, I guess, because, I see him all around the pitch. And yeah, he does a lot of defensive work, So, it's just good to see when, players with such big names are working and doing stuff like that, to make the team, better. So they impressed me against Germany. Against Hungary, yeah, obviously they got a draw. I wasn't too impressed with them. I feel like there were a couple more chances they could have taken, especially earlier on in the game. But I didn't read too much into that game. I just thought it was just one of those games where Hungary worked really hard and they got points. Against Portugal, yeah, should they have won? Probably, maybe. I don't know. I just think it was also just one of those games that could have gone either way per se. But yeah, I'm not too worried about whether they didn't get more points or I think the fact that they just topped the group alone and the fact that their quality side, I obviously feel people are still backing them to go all the way. Germany, I feel were a bit unlucky against France, but I think they didn't really take the chances for me. Against Portugal, obviously they played really well. I think they're very deadly when they press you. It's just something that you'd have to be able to work throughout and stuff like that. Although on the counter, they're very, very, very easy side to score against and stuff like that. I think even France scored a couple offside goals that were just really, really thin and stuff like that. And there was a time where Mbappe was running the Hummels and stuff like that. So, on the counter, they have to be really careful. Even the Ronaldo goal against them was also on the counter as well. So I think Josh spoke about that them having no holder in midfield per se, it would kind of cost them because there's no one who has that major defensive responsibility, especially in transitions and stuff like that. But yeah, against Hungary, I didn't really watch that game because I was watching France Portugal. But the fact that I was so tight, obviously, is something that they should be worried about, I don't know per se, because Hungary obviously got points against France, so obviously they're the side that can do stuff like that. So I guess they'll just be happy to go through, but it'll be interesting to see how they go on in the further stages. And then Portugal, before the tournament, I said, Ronaldo is just someone that you can't put out of the side because people were just saying like, maybe Ronaldo kind of like holds them back and stuff like that. And obviously, to some extent, you could argue that out, but just overall, just because of who he is and just how he always manages to find himself in the right position, he's just someone you can't rub out at all. And obviously, for what he's done and everything. So, yeah, he obviously scored 2 goals, from open play. He scored 3 penalties, which, especially scoring 2 in the same game is usually hard because, mind games and psychology. So it was kind of good that he could do that. Now he's top scorer by 2 goals. So yeah, just an overall really impressive player. And the fact that he's still this age and he's still able to, find a way to get to the top of the goal scoring charts and stuff like that, it's very impressive. Jota, obviously, Jota is a player I really like as well. And obviously he played well in the group stages as well. Bruno, seen a lot of people like criticize him and stuff like that. I feel like Bruno is someone who really fits United's system. I feel like they play more around him in United. In Portugal, it's not really the same way. So maybe that's just a bit difficult for him to adapt to. And I also feel he's kind of burned out as well. I feel like a lot of United players are kind of burned out because I think they did, have a very tedious season, I'd say, especially how much they were played and stuff like that. A lot of them didn't have a lot of rest, especially someone like Bruno. So that could be a factor as well. But overall, yeah, they were good enough. Well, they could pull a surprise against Belgium, but I don't really see that happening. But would just be interesting to see how they would all go through. I really wanted Hungary to go through though, because that would have been something exciting and stuff like that. But just the fact that they tried their best to, try and make the group entertaining was just good enough to see.
Mm. Nah, I actually agree with what you said, man. I agree with what you said. Me, Jota, I don't even rate Jota that highly, but one thing I like about him is his mentality. The guy wants to score. I like that. He's gonna go far. I do rate that from him. Because I remember in the first game, man had the chance to pass around and man shot.
Yeah, and he took a shot.
I like that. I like that. Someone that's like, I
like
myself. Of course, I like that, bruv. Man, he's not a pussy, yo.
Sometimes the decision making is a bit. No. Sometimes the decision making is poor. Like there's a lot of times where I've seen him where he should be passing and he's taking shots, and people are just getting his teammates getting pissed off at him.
He does score a lot of bangers, though, doesn't he?
Bro, that's how you get to the top, man.
The goal against Ronaldo's first goal against Germany, he knew the decision was right to pass, and he did. Sometimes in that same situation where Ronaldo was in where he was, Ronaldo would shoot, and I know obviously you say Jota is no Ronaldo, but still, like sometimes just take the shot. If it goes in, it will be a different story. No one would be saying he should have passed it and stuff like that, but. Yeah, I think there was a lot of criticism on him, especially after that first game, which I felt was a bit uncalled for. But yeah, we'd see how he proceeds in the tournament.
What do we think Portugal's best team is? Because he changed it
last game. Probably the team they put last game.
I think the team they put last game. Yeah.
Because and including who's that guy that came off the bench? The Paulinho, the DM in it.
Yeah.
Paulinho, yeah.
That midfield three that they had of Matinho, Paulinho, and what's his name, Sanchez. It has all the right attributes you want in midfield. You got your creator in Matinho, the one that dictates play. You got your Sanchez, who's a box to box, who's a bit of a jack of all trades, and then you got your DM.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very good midfield three.
He likes to play Carvalho Pereira, though, doesn't he? And he played two together as well.
Yeah, I think Pereira was quite good. Yeah. But obviously,
I think he's a centre back as well.
Yeah. I think the team they put out last time is probably just about. Obviously, Ronaldo's a striker, and
Bruno,
Ronaldo and Jota. Yeah, I don't think Bruno really fits into the system too much. And I think I did mention that before.
So
Yeah.
let's look at the last 16 games. So instead of going through them in detail, I'm just going to ask you which team do you think will go through? So we'll do that step by step. So Wales versus Denmark. I would expect Denmark to go through. Sarah?
Denmark.
Denzel?
Wales.
Fair enough. Ore?
What game is that?
Wales v Denmark.
Oh,
So who do you think will go through?
Wales.
Okay. Italy versus Austria. Italy will go through. Sarah?
Italy.
Denzel?
Italy.
Ore?
Italy.
Okay. Netherlands versus Czech Republic. I would edge Netherlands. I would edge Netherlands. Sarah?
Czech Republic.
I know that's West Ham bias as well in there as well. What's it? Denzel?
Netherlands.
Ore?
I don't know. I think Czech could pull an upset. I'd go with Czech Republic.
Okay. Belgium v Portugal.
Biggest game.
This is a tough one. This is actually like a 50-50 game.
Why couldn't this game be later on in the
Yeah,
tournament?
so flip a coin. I was thinking, flip a coin and then go with that.
Wait, who are you saying, Ori?
I'll say Belgium.
I am leading towards Belgium, but
I feel like Portugal have so many options, though, man. They have so many options. Like, I know it sounds easy, but you feel like
they're not going against the best of centre backs. I know, obviously, Diaz is, but yeah, he's not someone who's too.
No, but I don't think the Belgium centre backs have been truly tested.
They haven't been, and even when they were, but
I think they were against Denmark.
They haven't as well, but I also feel like
they
didn't look too good though for a couple. I don't really rate the defense as well. Belgium's defense.
Is Vertonghen injured? Because Vermaelen came in, didn't he?
No. I don't think Vertonghen's injured. I think he was just rested or just rotated. Yeah. I don't know, to be fair. I'll just see, but just because of Belgium's attack, man, I just feel like worst case they would outscore Portugal for sure. It could probably be a high scoring game. I mean, that's what everyone would love to see. But yeah, I think Belgium for me.
I say Belgium. Sarah and Denzel, what are you saying?
Belgium.
I'm gonna say Portugal just to be different.
Say nothing, bro.
Because I think it's 50-50 game.
I do hear that, man. It's true. Croatia, Spain. I'm gonna lean towards Spain. Sarah?
Spain.
Denzel?
Croatia.
And Ore?
I'll go for Spain.
France versus Switzerland. I don't know why it just came to me. I think that could be an upset. I don't know why. I actually don't know why.
Switzerland, I don't know. I don't think they have the quality to just kind of hold them. I feel like even if they scored a goal, I just feel like them trying to hold off on France would just be too much for them to handle. Like if they're trying to defend a 1-goal lead or a goal or a small margin like that, it would just be too difficult for them because I can imagine all of France attackers just piling up the pressure and stuff like that. You'd eventually crack. So obviously I'll go for France, but it's something that anything could obviously happen.
If Switzerland got someone else, I would have backed them.
But,
maybe.
Same. I would have backed them.
Obviously, we know it should be France, and it's definitely France. But I don't know why it just came into my heart that Switzerland might do something. I don't know
they
why.
deserve credit. Switzerland are a good team.
They
started off.
Yeah, they've always in all the competitions they always like play decent.
Yeah, they don't get the results.
But obviously, just gonna have enough quality overall to just make that final push. To go deeper in tournament. Yeah. It probably
I'm gonna
wouldn't. It
say
wouldn't be. It wouldn't
Switzerland,
be
but it's
that
gonna be
large of a
France.
margin.
It's gonna be France, but I'm gonna say Switzerland.
France.
Just to go with my heart. I don't know why.
Fair enough. Fair
Denzel,
enough. Fair enough.
what are you saying for this one?
France.
Oh, France. All right, cool, cool.
France. All right.
Yeah, France.
England, Germany.
This is tough.
England.
I mean, we all.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
The question is, can England play well on the counter?
Exactly, because Germany will press.
It depends what team he plays. That's the thing.
That's the thing, Drew. I don't rate Southgate enough to make the right decisions, and I also don't think
That's
England
true.
would be up for it as much as Germany would be.
The issue is,
Yeah.
it's like we've not scored enough goals for me to be like. I don't see the Kane. Apart from Kane and Sterling, I can't see anyone else scoring goals.
I mean, that's what you
Either
need.
that, or we score
I
one
agree.
goal.
That's what you
I
need.
agree.
If you have two consistent goal scorers, then that's
But
fine.
but none of them are consistent.
Mhm.
Germany are technical
Except from
monsters,
Sterling's
man.
been consistent. Sterling's been.
Not for England. He's not that consistent.
No, I'm talking about this tournament. He's been
This
consistent.
tournament, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he scored 2 chances. It's like he hasn't been
I know, so
So
scintillating.
it's been clinical. It's been clinical
Yeah.
then because he
And
scored his 2 chances.
And another thing we got deep, we're playing in Wembley as well. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go the is backing us, man.
Yeah, man.
it's true.
Sure.
It's
How about
actually quite hard.
Germany are technical
Does everyone have their
monsters,
predictions?
so
I
I'll go
don't
for
even
Germany.
know, man. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Come on, England. I'm going England.
Okay, I'm going England. I'm going England.
If you don't,
I'm saying
England.
penalties. I'm saying penalties, and whoever goes through, I don't care. Penalties.
I keep forget. I forgot we have penalties in this. Oh
I'm
my
saying
God.
penalties, man. I'm saying penalties.
Could be a 0-0 stinker, you know. I would expect that to happen.
Mm.
There could be a 0-0 stinker, and then go to that.
Wait, Ari, what are you saying?
It's just Southgate that worries me because of
I'm saying Germany. I'm saying Germany. Just because I just feel Germans are just technical monsters, and just like how they play with the ball and stuff like that. I just feel a bit too much for England, especially always trying to play on the counter and stuff like that. Will be a bit strenuous. I don't know. We'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if England win. But I'll just go for Germany just because. But yeah.
And then the final game, Sweden versus Ukraine. I'd say Sweden. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ukraine went through either.
Yeah, just one of those games. I'd go for Sweden though, yeah.
Yeah. Sarab?
I'm gonna go Ukraine.
Sweden.
And Denzel went for Sweden. All right. Cool then, cool. Let's go through our players of the tournament so far. I'm gonna give us a chance. You can name 5 players who've impressed us the most. So as I keep saying all the time, Frankie de Jong has impressed me so much. Jorginho's been very good for Italy.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wijnaldum's impressive as well.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Lukaku's done his thing as well. Lukaku's he's done his thing. Obviously, there's De Bruyne as well. Pogba as well.
Chiellini / Bonucci, whoever you want to put.
But yeah,
I feel like the fullbacks have surprised us a little bit for Italy. I thought they would have been rubbish. Yeah, Spinazzola.
Yeah, he's been quality. He's been quality, man.
I thought they were going to struggle.
Who's your top 5 for the best players so far in the tournament, Sarah?
I'll put number 5. I'll put Spinazzola. Number 4, I'll put Jorginho. Number 3, I'll put Jorginho number 3. Put number 4, Pogba. Number 2, I'll put Frankie, and number 1, I'll put Lukaku.
Fair enough. What about you, or who's your top 5 been?
Five, Unai Simon, Spain's goalkeeper, has been very, very impressive. Number four, I'd go for I feel like number four, I'd go for probably Alexander Isak in Sweden, his striker. I just think like he's been really impressive and how he plays. And this tournament, I feel like he's been really, really, really good. Number three, I'd go for Sterling. Number two, I'd go for Lukaku. And number one, I'd go for Ronaldo.
Ronaldo?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yo, Denzel, who's your top five for the Euro so far?
Yeah, mine's not in order, by the way. So I've got Dumfries. Is it pronounced Gonsons or Gossens? Gossens. He's impressed me. Sterling, obviously, he's been the only lad for England, so he's impressed me. Romelu Lukaku, my captain of my team, my fantasy team. Obviously, I knew he was going to ball out, so that's obviously why I made him a captain. Yeah, he's impressed me. And Paul Pogba has been exceptional. Been absolutely brilliant. I think he's been France's best player so far in this tournament. So yeah, that's my five.
I thought he was gonna say Ronaldo as well. I was gonna say, Rev.
Ronaldo has been very impressive.
Has he?
He has been.
Yeah, Ronaldo has been impressive. Yeah.
Has he?
Why you rubbing him out, man? Why you rubbing him out, man?
He has. Every single time you doubt this man, he'll score. So
no, he's a great goal scorer. Yeah, but overall he hasn't.
Okay, and overall he's doing what he's meant to do, scoring goals as a striker.
Yeah.
So
he has assists as well.
Giving him credit, and he has an assist. I'm giving him credit for scoring the goals. 5 goals and 1 assist in 3 games.
I'm looking at overall performance though.
Do you know how good that is? You know, normally people scoring 5 goals in the whole tourney. He scored 5 goals in the group stage.
I applaud him. He's a great goal scorer, innit? He's done very well when it comes to scoring goals, but I'm looking at overall performance.
Overall, it's been good. Part of his overall performance has also been good as well. And part of goal scoring is part of your performance. I don't know. It's kind of people always just think like, oh, if you just have a bad game and you just score, that means you don't really. But I mean, at the end of the day, he still scored. His way.
No. You can give a man credit for scoring goals, but it's like your overall performance. You know, them ones. I thought that's why you rate players like Kane so highly. Is that what he does overall is so much, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
I hear that, but you know, I just couldn't rub him out just for the number of goals he scored now, and just even the assists they got, and just how he's been playing differently from even what I expected. He's actually offering more to, or even tries to offer more to the overall gameplay and stuff like that. But yeah,
man, I don't know about that one, man. Can't lie. Fair enough. Big up Ronaldo though. Well, he's joint now, isn't it? Joint all time.
Ali D.
Yeah, big him up, man. Big him up. Yeah, that's a top performer. Fucking. Hey.
He's been rotating with Jota though a lot more. So I don't know. He's done a lot. I see what you're saying. Like in terms of overall play, he has.
Respect him, man.
I respect him. I just don't rate him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep on proving people wrong. 36 years old, joined all-time international goal scorer. People still not rating him.
Maybe if he's not scoring all the goals, then Bruno gets into the game a bit more, or someone else does. So I don't know. Maybe.
I think that's it, people. Tell us if you agree with some of the shouts that we've heard, man. I said Ronaldo. I'm actually shocked with that, but fair enough.
Wait, who was your five? Who was your five again?
De Jong, Wijnaldum, Lukaku. Who else was there?
Wijnaldum.
What's it? Jorginho and Pogba.
Okay, first. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys comment on below whether you agree with that. You know the ones. Who's been your biggest overachievers and underachievers? I think underachievers pretty clear is Turkey because the PR they got before the comp was, hey, we got a dark horse here and these men stunk up the group, didn't even get a single point. So yeah, but you might know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, hit the bell notification so that you're up to date with what's going on in it, people. But till next time, peace.